Welcome to episode 96 of the Thrash Report. This is your weekly music commentary podcast where we discuss all things metal and heavy music. I'm your host, Chris, and with me, my co-host, Jim Osborne. Jim, how's it going, buddy?
I couldn't be butter. Maybe margarine.
It's pretty good. Hey, we got a very special guest. You're gonna thumbs down in the dad joke. We got a special guest this week.
Who's your daddy, Aaron?
A friend of ours that was lucky enough to join us this past weekend at the 11th,
lucky enough to have him.
The 11th annual DIMESTOCK. Aaron, how's it going, man?
It is going very well, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me tonight and for including me in DIMESTOCK.
Hell yeah, it's great to have you.
What a blast. Gentlemen, we had a blast.
Yes, for sure.
I told Jim while you were getting something, but my body fell apart afterwards. I got completely sick. This is the first day that I haven't felt like a bag of ass in the entire time. I thought I had COVID for a second. I was like sniffing deodorant, trying to make sure we're good, but
right on.
Dime sick.
Dime sick? That's good.
Dime sick. Yeah. Yeah. So it was an awesome weekend. Music Friday, music Saturday, then home Sunday. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been there, and I just seen posts from years previous, like the posters and stuff, but I loved it. It was awesome. It was to Jake and Ericka Schultz who put it on, the planning, the organizing, the day of. They did a fantastic job. And,
yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, arranging and organizing 18 bands that played throughout the weekend, and they really had the shit dialed in. I mean, they would get bands, loaded up, sound checked, ready to go. I mean, within minutes. Shout out to Red Shed Studios, where they did recording, right? Squidhammer.
Yep.
But yeah, they were there doing all of the live production and mixing and stuff. And yeah, just absolutely amazing.
Yep. Evan running the soundboard, and was it sort of, forgive me for messing up his name, was it Brian, who was keeping the schedule up on the stage, letting bands know how much time they have. And
yeah, it was crazy.
It's pretty good. Even when the elements came into play, they were putting tarps and umbrellas and lowering their I guess their control panel tent to keep things low and out of the rain. I mean, they didn't miss a beat. We didn't lose much at all, if any.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it was just during one band, Vermillion, that was raining.
Yep.
But Raining Blood. Hey, so let me ask you guys, because on Saturday, we hit there. We left our campsites around 11, and the first band hit the stage around noon. So you guys started drinking about 11 o'clock that day, and you guys didn't stop until after the last band where you were doing Blacktooth Grin.
Oh,
shots. Yeah. How did you maintain that all day long?
You gotta pace yourself and then piss yourself.
Got it.
Well, I learned the hard way. Everybody always says the hangovers get worse when you hit 30, and that happened to me at age 21. So I'm 29 now, and I've had 8 years or whatever the math is of understanding. I've got to mix in water. I've got to mix in food. I can't be ripping shots left and right all day. It's a steady thing, but make damn sure it was a steady flow from 11 a.m. until head hit the pillow at 2 a.m.
Yep. No, I knew I had to pace myself because I figured I'd probably always have a beer in hand. So I, had a couple of good tasting craft beers to begin with, and then switched over to the light stuff. It's easier to drink. And then, just drinking a lot of water in between, and had some pink lemonade hydrating powder.
Jim was drinking loaves of bread to starve for that craft beer. I started drinking tequila at 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. because alcohol kills bacteria. And I had an entire swarm of bacteria stuffed up in my eye. My right eyelid was swollen shut when I woke up.
Yeah, let's talk about this, because this was the highlight for Saturday.
I liked
Well,
the face gout. Face gout.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that, we're camping, we're sweating, we're touching a whole bunch of stuff. We're touching our nuts. And when it was time to go to bed, I take my contacts out. I'm quite certain my fingers were all jacked up. So, you touch your eyeball, you go to bed, you shut it, you let it marinate for 8 hours. And next thing you know, it's jammed shut. No funny business, but Bill was yelling at me for, using ice out of my cooler for trying to get the swelling to go down. But I went to Walgreens like an adult and got some actual medicine for it.
Bill being Dr. Bill Joya.
Yeah, you Billiam. Yeah. But so, I just kept either my glasses on or my sunglasses on and my hat low to hide my eye. And then, I went down most of the day.
Yeah. I woke up and he walked by my tent and like, yo, what's up, Larry? Like, my eye won't open. I'm like, what? And he looked at my tent and like, go. And I told you to go buy a patch, but no, you had to heal it up.
Yeah, if you want to see some awesome photos, go check out our social. But other than that, we I think it was great to meet Jake and Ericka, who put on this amazing event. I just can't believe how much work went into organizing and setting up this event, and everyone else that was involved. But shout out to Eric and Jake and the Squidhammer team. Just absolutely amazing.
And how much they busted ass the day of, or Friday and Saturday, just running around.
Oh yeah.
Cooking food, getting beers.
Yeah,
everything.
Right. Erica's working getting food and shit, and she'd take a break to go up on stage and freaking crush our skulls, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I swear you didn't see them stop working once, even when they had their own set. It was go, 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 refill this, make sure food, beer, bands are all set up for that. Jump on stage, shred, jump back off stage, and then resume business.
Yeah.
So it's they didn't stop working from Friday whenever they showed up to set up to closing everything down on Sunday.
Yeah. And everything, they just, you could really tell, every band was just thankful and did a shout out to that team and to Ericka and Jake. Clearly they know what they're doing, and they're just good people, right?
Yep. And Skibo, their drummer too, he was running around a lot too, making sure everybody had their tickets and passes and everything.
Yep.
Yep. He didn't stop much either.
No.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, you could tell he was walking back and forth. Yeah, it was crazy, man. We met a lot of really cool people. Everyone, all the bands were just absolutely amazing. The cool thing is we could really just kind of hang out with the bands, which was kind of crazy. So in addition to all the bands, all the fans that were there too, we just met some really cool people. Everybody seemed really, really cool. The only time it was a little somebody kind of, I don't know, getting into my personal space was one guy. He had a few, you could tell he was kind of slurring a little bit and he couldn't really stand up straight, but he was like, bro, wouldn't this be fucking great? It'd be fucking great if I could do this every day or every other day. And I'm like, yeah, man, that'd be
Sounds
great.
like he already does.
But other than that,
sorry about that.
But other than that, just everybody was super cool to talk to. Yeah.
The best part was they're just regular people like us. No Pantera puns, but they would just get on stage, blow your face off, and then you could have a beer with them and just tell them man, that was incredible. What you're doing is amazing. And they're just, thanks, man. I got work tomorrow too. This is great.
Yeah. Yep. What was cool about Friday, we see all the bands and then we hang out with them. And then it was opposite on Saturday because we hung out with a lot of bands Friday that played Saturday.
Yeah.
So we got to know them and see their faces and know them a little bit. And then they get up on stage. You're wondering, all right, I talked to these people yesterday. Let's see what they're all about. And they get up there and they kick your ass.
And it made you want to go up there and get front row and just mosh with them and go hard for them just because you know them personally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Super cool. I think that, and that was one of the things that, we'll kind of get to, but there were a few bands that absolutely just blew me away and that I am now fans, right? And I've added all their stuff to my library. I mean, I bought merch. It was and one of them that probably I will say absolutely stole the show on Friday. And you could tell by our lead-in bumper music was this band called H1Z1, which I had never heard of before until this show.
And I'd seen their name on posters and stuff besides this one, and had no idea anything about them.
Just absolutely blew me away. And this band H1Z1, and they basically say that they are heavy metal from Milwaukee that brings a cross between groove, speed, and heavy. And they were fun. I mean, you could just tell on stage they're just having a really good fucking time.
The best stage presence the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Their lead singer, Mark with a Q, he's jumping up on the barriers off the stage to the left. They've got their,
right?
got their bass player. Yeah, they're walking in the stage, shredding right in your face. It was sweet. It was just,
out in the crowd with us.
Yeah.
They knew how to control the crowd. It was incredible. And they were the third act, I believe. So it was third or fourth on Friday.
Yeah.
They were fourth.
Fourth.
Right
So
in
I
the
mean, it's tough to open a festival just like that. So like everybody's kind of getting their groove, getting their feeling, making sure they play the songs, and they don't want to like overplay their hand. And they just got on stage and said, "Eat these nuts. We're going crazy."
Yeah. It was absolutely nuts. They have one full release out now. It came out in 2017 called Unbounded. They also have a self-titled that came out in 2016 that has 2 tracks on it. I encourage you to go check out their Bandcamp page, their Facebook page. I'll have a link to the link tree in the show notes. They do have upcoming shows coming out. I encourage everyone to go check out H1Z1 if you can. The shows at the Back Bar, Janesville, Wisconsin, coming up September 9th, I think. And then the Crucible in Madison, Wisconsin, the 24th of September. Man, if you have the opportunity, check them out. You won't be disappointed. Absolutely.
Don't go up and say hello. Just go up and give them "Aight, cuz."
Yep. Aight, cuz.
Fun as hell, man. And talking with them afterwards too is just a blast.
Oh yeah, that was the thing that was really cool too, man. We were like, just afterwards, just chilling over by the campsites and the campers and shit, just like have a
bottle of tequila right in front of a lantern, just keeping it lit, literally.
That's right. And they were passing other stuff around too, but
enjoyments.
Yeah, so that was one of the many bands that absolutely just blew me away this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And then I was looking forward to, like I was saying, meeting bands on Friday and then seeing them Saturday. I think one of the bands we talked to the most was the Uninvited.
Yep.
Because they were set up camp right next to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Becca, the singer, she's awesome.
Got some
great stage presence. Like, growls, the singing, like it's great.
There's a few times where when she makes that transition from like, growling to like trained voice and stuff, I remember I like looked at you guys like, what the fuck? Like she's just making these switches like nothing,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like Tatiana from Ginger.
Yeah.
She would go clean to it was a heavy bark.
Yep, it was really good. And then her husband escapes me now.
Andrew.
He did a couple songs, kind of like backing vocals, and then he also has a band, Regenerate.
The Degenerates, I thought.
They didn't play this. They didn't play this show, but again, they're just really cool people. I mean, their camper was like just down from ours, and they just were hanging out, being cool. Yeah, it was awesome.
Up with shirts.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody around just blasting metal to every site.
Great. Every campsite had a boombox or a Beats pillow, whatever it may be, just blasting heavy shit.
Yeah, it was. And that's the thing, man. When you're at these events, I mean, I've been to Rockfest several times, and that's the thing is like everyone is there for the same reason. Like we all have this unified interest right? We're around like-minded people, and it's all just cool, man. Like, yeah, it's pretty fun. So, Jim, you managed to stump a bunch of people.
Everybody.
With some Pantera trivia.
Yep, I made a crossword puzzle of all Pantera-related questions and threw in some easy ones, some medium ones, and then I had to throw in some hard ones just to see where everyone is at. So
that's what she said.
So if you were very good at, or if you really know the Pantera home videos that they put out, then you probably know the rest of the stuff from their albums and everything. So yeah, we had 2 people almost finished. One guy had 4 blanks left, but one of his was wrong, and then we had a guy get all but 3, and those 3, yes, were a little tricky. Yeah, so the winner was Mr. Brian Blaha.
Yep, shout out to him. Definitely our Pantera trivia whiz. He and he got to go away with a Thrash Report prize pack that included a Thrash Report t-shirt, Thrash Report pint glass, and of course the swag that we were giving away at the event. We again, you know, when we are going to participate in these events, make sure you stop by, follow us for free shit. That's the kicker. We have tons of stickers. We got fucking cups and sunglasses, bottle openers. You can always use a freaking bottle opener.
Tacos.
I mean, I tried to post some pictures on my Twitter and stuff, but I mean, he's kind of underselling it right now. You guys had a tent that was just unreal. I mean, I know the other band showed up. They had their merch setups and everything, and Wrath had a really cool setup. But I mean, you guys far and away just had the most put together operation there with the tables. We had sunglasses. We had the Wisconsin Swiss Army knife. We had the cups. I mean, and we had shit stored underway too. And it was never ending. I mean,
thanks,
it was
man.
Like the only thing that was missing was doing live interviews.
Yep. I think
we had talked about doing that, but we were just having so much damn fun.
I know. You couldn't stop.
Didn't make time.
That's right. I think next time, knowing which bands are going to be playing and what set time they are, we should try to get them scheduled ahead of time. So we know, hey, be at the Thrash Report booth at noon and we'll talk to so-and-so for 20 minutes or whatever. Like try to get a few of those interviews scheduled ahead of time so that we make time for it. Cause that would be freaking a blast. And we did actually talk to several of the bands that were at DIMESTOCK. We are going to be reaching out. We're going to get them on the podcast and talk to them about, you know, what they got cooking, what they got going on, what shows they're have coming up, any new music that's coming out. We want to spread the word, right? I mean, that's why we're here. It's building community.
I think one of the cool parts was during the trivia at the booth, the winner or the crew that he rolled with, I think it was his wife. You know, I was like, you know, do you guys have Liquid Metal at all? Because I was trying to advertise, like, yeah, they've had Jose Mangan on, Sean the Butcher, other band interviews. I'm like, you know, you got Liquid Metal? Like, yeah, I love Liquid Metal. I go, well, holy shit, that's Jim Osborne. And the lady goes, oh my God, no way.
Jim is like royalty in the pit crew, man.
Yeah, it was cool. It was Brian, our winner, and then I think Debbie, their brother and sister, and then Debbie's husband, Brian, which I remember talking to Brian on Friday night. And then seeing him on Saturday, I said it was Brian, right? And then it's right after that, Aaron goes, Death Angel shirt, right? Like, yeah. Yeah, it was cool meeting some of the Waukesha, Wisconsin pit crew.
Yep.
Thanks for chatting up. Thanks for playing along.
Totally organic too. They just showed up.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's very cool. And we'll keep on, you know, like I said, trying to expand our reach, get as many people as we can to just spread the metal, man. Yeah, I was that was the one thing that was interesting to me is that you know, we had our booth and we had kind of our swag, and so many people would walk by and they were like, well, how much is this? I'm like, no, it's free. Just follow us and take it. It's free. And people were kind of like, really?
Can I have this?
Yes.
Can I have this?
Whatever you can grab. Then I was seeing on social media pictures of the event, and like there's one of our bags with pins on it and stuff, and like yeah, people are enjoying it. So glad
That's
we
awesome.
could give it away.
That's awesome. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Hey, so let's talk about some of the bands and some of the this obviously this is DIMESTOCK. So let's talk about some Pantera music, can we?
Yeah, that was the one thing about Friday. There wasn't much to do with Pantera, and like I said before, I had no idea what to expect with this. And it's the tribute to Dime, and I was wondering on Friday, like, where's all the Pantera stuff? And then I got thinking, like, well, Dime, if you asked him, like, if he was there and you asked him, hey, they're not covering your songs, he'd be like, hell no, dude, they already know all my shit, man. They got to play their own.
That's right.
So Dime in spirit, definitely had some kick-ass covers. What sticks out is Cast in Fire covered Underground in America and A Sandblasted Skin. I don't hear those covered too often, and
no, that was
they
something
started
that
playing
was,
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was kind of out of the blue, right? I was like, whoa. And then one of the bands covered Newfound Power from Damage Plan.
That's
Remember
right.
that?
Yeah.
I can't remember who that was. Dang it.
It's on Saturday.
Yeah, but that was awesome.
Yep. Yep. Then of course we got to hear Squidhammer's covers that have been played on Liquid Metal. So it was cool seeing those live. Cowboys from Hell with their friend that I want to say it was Ryan came up and sang.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on we got to see Ericka growl it live on Yesterday Don't Mean Shit. Amazing.
Looks like
So cool.
As Bullets Baptized. They did it. Looks like
Yeah.
Brian's
Brian
commenting.
Blahazen. Right.
Hey man, welcome. Welcome
What's up,
to
Brian?
chat.
What's up, Jake?
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks for the tip.
Thanks for the button. Their drummer has got the heaviest goddamn hands ever.
Oh, dude. Speaking of drummers, Jim got a drumstick to the crotch.
Yeah. Not quite a football in the groin, but a drumstick. Yeah. Courtesy of Skibo from Squidhammer. I was just standing there, kind of look off to the side, like, this is sick. took something like, what the hell was that? I looked down, there's 2 drumsticks there. So like, all right, grabbed one, and the guy next to me grabbed one, and I don't know. Pain is temporary.
That's awesome. The one thing I'll say, I mean, seeing Squidhammer was just absolutely amazing. And the one thing that was really the first time. So being that I'm out of Minneapolis, I haven't seen Squidhammer live before.
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely, like, it's like watching, it's effortless. Sometimes when you see people play, it's just like, oh, it's just like second nature, right? It was, it was pretty crazy seeing Jake play.
I see we got Mark with a Q in here now.
What up, Kark?
Hi, cuz.
Hi, cuz.
Welcome. Awesome. Yeah, we already talked about your band. Maybe you're watching it.
That's all right.
Yeah, Mark is the singer of H1Z1.
I'm repping the shirt.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you're talking about people playing it like flawless. I remember just looking at Jake's face when he was playing, and like he's, a lot of times he's just banging around and just playing, but then he'd kind of like still play riffing fast as shit, but just kind of looking out at the crowd like it's nothing, and then just like just smiling. You could tell like he's in his zone, he's having a good time. He's just like, yeah, this is sweet. So Nice work, Jake.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and then as we go into again, we mentioned a few of the bands that I just really, totally were blown away. We talked about H1Z1. Another one was Scars of Atrophy, and I didn't realize. Again, I was talking with a dude before they played, and I was just like, "Oh, so you're in one of the bands?" Yeah. I play guitar in Scars of Atrophy, and he goes, "Yeah, we're actually." It's you remember Atrophy, like from the 80s? I'm like, well, yeah. He goes, yeah, we're basically that band. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah. So Scars of Atrophy, again, from Arizona, basically the remaining members of Atrophy, they got together, formed Scars of Atrophy. They had a bunch of new material, and they basically reformed this new band called Scars of Atrophy, kind of out of respect of the original lineup, right? They wanted to change the name, and it was pretty awesome, and that kind of it blew me away. And then after the show, right, I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, how was it, man?" I'm like, "Dude, you freaking blew me away, man. I mean, I was right there in front of him, and he's like, yeah, it was really interesting. And like, I've, it's been a while since I played outside. He was talking about the humidity. He was talking like all these things. And I'm like, bro, I couldn't notice. Like what? Obviously being overly critical of himself, but yeah, it was super cool to see.
Yeah, they were awesome.
I think another one that I really dug was Wrath. Again, Wrath out of like the Chicago area. And again, typically coined kind of progressive, like technical thrash. It depends. Sometimes like back earlier in the 80s, like it was like tech thrash or speed tech, back before technical thrash was like a thing. And they were compared to bands like Corner back in the day, right? We talked about Corner before, but Dave went on to have like 5 full album releases, a bunch of compilations, a few EPs. Wrath, dude, totally into them. They're awesome. So they won that really. They brought the thunder.
Yes, for sure.
They had the best merch setup too. They were selling hammers.
They were selling hammers. Yes. I got a coffee mug. Dude, check this shit out. I was drinking my coffee this morning in my Wrath coffee mug. Pretty freaking awesome. And I'm speaking to I forget his name already, the guitar player. It was so funny because he's actually the one that like I bought it from. And who would have thought I would be asking the guitar player of Wrath, who I remember freaking, from the 80s. I was like, oh, by the way, is this dishwasher safe? Yes, it is. And then one
Tim
last
Kelly
thing.
is in the house here too.
Whoop!
From Wrath.
Nice.
What up?
And actually, so I had the last 2 days off not for recovery or anything, but for something else. I went back to my hometown,
old hockey trip.
southern Minnesota, and I was at Toontown to look their record store, and I saw a Wrath album there. Like, sweet.
That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, and I think and that's the thing too, is like these bands, they've been around for so long and they still they just bring it, I love the passion, right? And that leads me up to just really quick. I mean, Exhorder, and this will kind of lead into a great story, Jim, that I'd like you to queue up. But Exhorder from New Orleans, they're formed back in 1985, and they're considered they helped kind of created that groove metal, right? That kind of Pantera is known for. Again, friends with Pantera, that type of thing. But it's just seeing them that close and seeing them up live and hearing the stories was freaking awesome. And this was the funny thing that I was telling Aaron earlier, was that why I was confused, because I was up there at the stage watching them sound check. And then I saw him later on and I'm like, what the fuck? Didn't I just see these guys?
Yeah, you're trying to convince me that KT was in a different band.
I know. I'm like,
yeah,
isn't he in a different?
But he was on that side.
Isn't he in a different band? And I'm like, what? Because like,
that was their sound check.
Yeah, because the one guy, he had his hair back in a pony and stuff, and I was like, wait a minute, 2 of the guys are the same, but not all of them. I thought they were different guys, and I was like, what is happening? Anyway, but that was, I think, because I went back and took a nap. Do you remember? I was like, I'll see you in 20. I had to take a nap. Anyway,
I like old man.
Exhorder. That was one thing I wanted to mention about the fact that sleeping, camping, yeah, it's a fucking joke. I had the worst 2 nights sleeping in my life, but hey, that's because I'm over 40.
It's another reason we drank so much beer, so we could sleep better.
Hey Jim, why don't you talk a little bit about a great story, and we'll kind of move into that.
Yeah, I will build up to that, but I first want to start with a story I heard from Ericka Schultz. I'm gonna try to remember. I know what she had said, but not like the exact words or anything. So I was talking to her before the music started Friday, and I was kind of asking about them putting the show together and stuff. And she had said her and Jake were talking at the very beginning of the process and trying to think of bands and stuff. And somebody threw out the idea, like, well, what if we try Exhorder? Like, I don't know. What the hell, let's try it. So they tried it. They responded, said, yeah, okay. And then I think they were kind of like, oh shit. We got to work hard now. it was just really cool hearing them, how that came to be. So, and like you were saying, Chris, the Exhorder was friends with Pantera, and so KT knew Dimebag personally, and between songs, a few times he gave us a couple of Dime stories. So I took some audio of both of them, and so for the next 2+ minutes, let's hear a Dime story from KT himself.
Here's a cool thing about Daryl. Daryl did not know any strangers, and this is a true story. If any of you have ever met Daryl, your liver is probably still whimpering in the corner. This is a true story. He made me throw up at least 3 times in my life. And I'm from New Orleans. That says a lot. So Mardi Gras, New Orleans, this is like, I don't know, early 90s. And we're standing on St. Charles Avenue there watching the parades, and at Ross Carverman's house. And Daryl videotaped everything in his life. He really did. And that's why y'all have all those cool videos, right? To watch the home videos. So, true story. He's holding his camera. He's like, KT, take the camera, man. Fucking hands me the camera. And somebody was grilling sausages right there. So there's a marching band coming. He's like, hand me one of them zingers right there, flingers, zinger, whatever he called it. So he took it. I shit you not. We were standing about 10, 15, 20 yards away from the street. Marching band's coming. Womp, 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 womp. He fucking sinks it into the tuba, I swear to Christ. Of course, we're all like, chemically imbalanced at this time, going, motherfucker, this is great. And he goes, do it again, there's another band right behind that one. Shit you not, bullseye, right in the tuba. Sang 2 grilled sausages, zingers, flingers, whatever he called them, I don't remember. But that was Daryl, and that was the fun that you had with Daryl, and he always made sure everyone...
What a great story. That's awesome.
That is the fun I had.
Dudes
Indeed.
rock.
Put my sausage in your tuba.
Oh, that's going to be like my new, can I park my car in your garage?
No.
It'll go over very well.
Let me know how that goes.
You should stare them directly with your eyes wide open as you ask.
Dude, I got to tell you, so this is not nearly as funny as that story, but I remember when I was a little kid and I would go visit my mom. So I was raised by my dad, but I would go see my mom like weekends and shit, right? And one time my dad was like, hey, go tell your mom that he wants to go on a picnic and he's got the hot dog if she's got the bun. And I was like, all right. So I go and I tell my mom. Anyway, I mean, I didn't get it until years later.
Of course.
All right. Yeah, I love that story of how they got Exhorder, and it's cool. I just proof that they're just cool people, man.
You just reminded me.
Yeah.
One of the other bands, they were telling, I think it was Brooksy from, I can't remember.
The Vermillion?
Vermillion, yeah. And he was telling me one time they're chilling with, they're just like at a show where Dime was, and then they were just out smoking a joint, and Dime comes out and is like, hey man, can I get in on that? And the guy's buddy says, what are you gonna do for me? And at first everyone's like, what are you doing? This is Dimebag. He can have all the joints. What are you gonna do for me? And Dimebag just so cool. He's like, whatever, man. What do you want? And he's like, give me a couple shirts. And Dimebag just hustled off, came back with 3 shirts, like, let's go, let's smoke this joint. And fuck. I mean, the guy was like just a ball breaker, and Dime's like, yeah, cool, whatever you need, let me help you out.
He really seemed like a really cool dude. I never got to meet him.
No, got to see him. I don't even know how many times, somewhere like 5 or 7 times, something like that. And the closest thing I do have is, like KT said, he filmed everything, which, being a Pantera fan, you already know that he filmed everything. But Ozfest 97, the bands would walk from their dressing room, green room, whatever they call it. And then just briefly between there and the stage, there's a little opening, and me and my friend Adrian happened to be standing right there. And the band was about to come on, and I see this guy walking backwards. He's got a camcorder in his hand. And then all of a sudden the band walks right by and the guy with the camcorder kind of pans the crowd. And I don't know if technology was better back then, you might see me right out in front. And that footage made it onto Pantera Home Video 3.
Dude, that's so
Like,
cool,
hey,
man.
I'm in that dark area right there.
That's awesome.
And then they went on stage and the intro to Cowboys from Hell came on. The curtain dropped and shit erupted, and I was literally caught in a mosh. I told that story, I think, on episode one or something.
Yeah, I know when I missed them on like one of the times during Vulgar when they were here in town, Minneapolis. They're at the Mirage TNT nightclub, which has now been demolished. But I had buddies that were there, and they told me, one, it was completely oversold, overbooked, and I mean, people were back by the door, behind the bar, like you couldn't even see the stage. It was so packed. But he was there. He was up front. He hung with them afterwards. And I remember in his room, in his bedroom at his mom's house, he had a beer can. I don't remember the beer can with their autographs on it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Jose Mangan talks about that when he met Dime one time, and he had to give him like a crushed up Coors Light can or something. And he's still got that, like in a safe, I think he says.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. Well, I want to say this was super fun time. I look forward to what comes next. Is there the 12th annual DIMESTOCK?
Yep.
You know, and just know too, you know, you have fans in the Thrash Report, and if we need to help in any way we can, let us know. We'll do our best.
Yep, we got one under our belt now, so we kind of know what to expect, and we can offer ourselves to do anything else or do more than we did this year. We'd do whatever we can.
And I know you mentioned that there's still merch available.
Yep, Squidhammer and the DIMESTOCK site are all advertising that there's merch left over. I know on one of our tweets, our friend Adam down in Florida said, "Hey, where do you get those stickers?" So I directed him to the link today. So yeah, lots of cool shit out there. Go get it.
That's awesome. We'll make sure we put links to the merch and all that stuff in the show notes as well. What else, man? What else? You know, as we wrap up this amazing recap of a fun-filled weekend.
I came out of Mosh retirement.
What now?
I came out of I hadn't done any moshing or running around in a circle pit in probably since college, 20 years or so. And damn, that was fun.
Jim was starting circle pits left and right.
Yep, I did. I would just like kind of step back. And and there's a few that were just like they're just ripping every time. And the one dude had like flip-flops, and I'm like, bro, you're not moshing in flip-flops, are you? He's like, oh no, I kick them off when I'm in my barefoot. And I'm like, what?
I think that was the drummer from Bullets Baptize.
Yes, you're right.
Dapping up.
You're right.
Yeah, Matt, I think is his name.
Yeah,
that reminds me of the singer Brandon from Bullets Baptized.
Yep.
He had some beers too, and he actually had this little like handheld beer bong thing with a little straw on it, and something doing that, and then he gets up on stage, he's doing the crowd work, he's got beer in one hand, the microphone in the other, and he's like, "How's everybody doing? Oh, how's everybody doing?" Singing into his beer. That was great. So.
And he was cool too. I mean, he hung by the booth. Yep. He had some crazy stories. We'll make sure we get him on the podcast to share some of those stories, because I don't want to paraphrase.
Oh, he's got some good ones too.
Yeah, I don't want to paraphrase because they were too good. Yeah, it was super fun. I want to again thank everybody for a really fun time. Happy to be part of it. Again, thanks for letting the Thrash Report crash this awesome thing. We'll definitely be there, in the future.
Yep, and we talked about a lot of bands. There's some we didn't get too deep into, but Influence and War both ripped it up. War closed the night Friday.
War got the Wall of Death going.
That was awesome. But
I had to take off the battle vest for that one.
We'll make sure we'll make sure we tag all the bands, get links to their shit in our show notes. And like I mentioned, we're going to have those bands on future episodes. So
not to mention bands came from all over the states. I mean, Arizona, Louisiana, I think North Carolina, Gravehuffer from Missouri.
Yeah,
So, all over the
Gravehuffer
place.
goes, we got a 10-hour drive. Where are you going? Joplin, Missouri. Are you fucking insane?
Oh, too fun. Well, again, thanks everybody. Any closing remarks here before we wrap up, gentlemen?
Go support DIMESTOCK and all the bands. We'll have them listed. And yeah, that's just, I don't know what else I can say besides I turned 43 next week, but last weekend I felt 19 again. And just awesome. Metal
That's
heals.
awesome.
Our metal family rules. So thank you all the bands. Thank you all the fans that came. Thank you, Jake and Ericka. Everybody that helped out in any way. This was amazing.
Go check out any of these bands when you get a chance. They were all incredible. And also, if you find out about any sort of like small, intimate grassroots festival like this, go check it out. I swear to God, you're not going to get this type of vibe and environment at a big festival like an Incarceration or anything like that, or at Vakken. Like this was a community. It was a family. I swear to God, if I see these people out in public again, I'm buying them a beer. I'm going to their shows. I'm buying their merch. It was way too much fun. My body couldn't handle it, but I would have loved to keep going on Sunday.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
go out and follow all these bands and go see them live.
Yes.
100%. Yeah. Support. Oh, that's a big reminder, guys. This Friday, Bandcamp Friday, I posted on social. Go check out their material on Bandcamp, and the bands will get 100% of the proceeds this Friday. So make sure you go check out Bandcamp Friday. I want to thank everyone for listening as well. Thank you so much for listening to episode 96. This has been just a blast, and go follow wherever you get your podcasts. We'd love it if you go in and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. If you're logged in, just go ahead and click on it. Show us a review. Hey, I like this podcast. That's all you got to do. We really appreciate the reviews we have up there now. You can get links to all of our past episodes and show notes at thrashreport.com. Reach out to us on our socials across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also send us an email. If you also have a band, know of a band, you want to share some material, go ahead and kick it over to us as well at thethrashreport@gmail.com.
And also thanks to all the people that gave us a follow, stopped by our booth, gave us a follow, see some faces on their profiles. And I was like, yeah, I remember talking to that person or seeing, so that's really cool too. So we appreciate that very much.
100%. Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you next time on the Thrash Report.
Anchor!
Yeah, now we're the limit. We're so talking solid down.